Alright. So we're gonna cover today's price action. We're gonna talk about it. Why did we take two trades and why upside and downside, the draw in liquidity, pretty much breaking down from A to Z of how the strategy works. And then I will let you know you can ask questions once I break down today's. And this is pretty much every day, as you could tell. My main goal here is to pretty much break down the strategy as simple as it can be. And I know there are a lot of more confluences built behind it, so I don't want that to be, kind of misleading a lot of people in the Discord. That why mark those levels, what's going on, what's happening. The simple as I can break it down would be pretty much what I will show you here, and this is something that I look into day by day on my price action. Nothing else. I don't use heat map, I don't use a book map, I don't use any volume in other apps, nothing. It's pretty much talking to candlestick and listening to price action. So every day 6:30, 6:25, mark my levels: previous day high, previous day low. Okay, once I mark my previous day high, previous day low, and after that I move to 4 hour and see what's the price action 4 hour. So we came at this imbalance, had a huge rejections here, uh, and we also been consolidating for past 1 or 2 days on this area. Considering that it's the last days of the year, considering the volume dies and all those things are taken into consideration basically. What we will do here is, so the price action that you saw yesterday was accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. What I mean by that is, if we go to 30 minutes, which is yesterday price action, we mark usually key levels, as you know. So the key level was this area is the key level. If you go to Disco, you'll be able to see that I marked this as a key level. Above that I was bullish, below that I was bearish. But here's something else. What do you see here? All those push to the upside that a lot of people had a FOMO here and they longed it and then they got burned out. The price just had a downside. Let's move to the 5 minutes. This, if you remember, I made a video over it on the social media. The market just opened and then they just had this push. Not every This push is not all the time, so people who caught this push, it's good for them, but this is not repeatable. What I mean by that, you're not able to see and catch pushes like this, so it's not repeatable. What I do is I do what is meant to be repeatable, where you can do day by day and repeat it and have a solid win rate with high risk to reward. So a lot of people, you see that, oh, I caught the longs, but this is just the price action that they FOMOed and they longed it, and then most of the traders got taken out because of this pullback to the downside. But what we waited for this price action to come, and we took this long from here to here, was because of this pullback and also taking out this sell side liquidity. So we took this high, we took this long from here to here, and we took it out here because of the key levels and also taking out this buy side liquidity. And then today's price action was pretty clear, honestly. So on 30 minutes daily, we mark daily time frame. On 4 hour, we don't mark anything. We just look into what is the price action. For 1 hour, we don't mark anything. We're looking into what is the price action. In 30 minutes, what do I do in 30 minutes? I post it every day in the Discord. Correct. I mark my key levels. Now I will ask this question, but what would be my key level? And I did mark that early in the morning too. I am gonna give you, would it be this key level? Would it be right here, right here? Which area would be my key level? Right here. Where would be my key level? Mm-hmm. Are you talking about this one? See, when the market opened, it opened here, so we did not had this price action. My key level is pretty obvious. This is my key level. So above that, I'm bullish. Below that, I'm bearish, basically. Right? because this is the same key level that I used for previous day price action, and we've been consolidating on this key level for a long time. So I'll mark that as a pulse level. Great. Now 30 minutes we mark our key levels and we drop to, obviously you go through 15 minutes to see if there's what is the price action there, and then you drop to 5 minutes. From 5 minutes I am always looking for 1 minute sniper entry, and also why am I taking those longs. Let's see if I can bring this picture here. Yes, it's this one. All right, so you see we took this setup, right? You able to see it? Is it on the, all right, do you see it on the screen share, right? Great. Where did we long? We longed on here. Did we add it? No, we did not add it. And if you go down Discord, you will be able to see that we're expecting some sort of pullbacks, and the pullbacks was not as heavy as to this area. If you would have had a heavy pullbacks to this area, this is where I would have added, but we did not had a pullbacks. ES, if you check ES, let me bring ES for you. If you check ES took the low, but not NQ. NQ was, you could tell from here, and ES had a strong SMT, but NQ did not take the low. So this was my confluence behind that compared to this equal low that we had, ES took it way earlier than NQ. And when we broke this level, let me mark it up here. I'm actually gonna bring that picture again here. So right here, what do you see here? We have bullish imbalance pushing it up to here, and what are those wick tells you? Whenever time when I say look into the price action, talk to the candlestick, and everything else plays out. So we have our pulse level, which is right here. We have an imbalance created, and what do you see on this pulse level? Are we able to stay? Are we able to get above it? It doesn't break. In the meantime, as you know, I monitor ES pretty closely. What ES did was ES had downside SMT. NQ was around here. ES, look at the ES. ES had a downside push. So that is where I saw that this push that we're having is not gonna last longer, just because we're not able to get close above the pulse level, and also this imbalance will be invalidated. This imbalance gets invalidated and creates bearish imbalance, right? So we don't everything else is already laid down for us. We have previous day high, previous day low, we have pulse level. We don't need to look for what is 4 hour doing, what is daily doing, because that we did. We marked our levels. Now we're invested in what is this 1 hour, 1 minute time frame doing, and how can I talk to the candlestick and listen to the price action? What is the price action tells me? You marked your parameters, pulse level, you marked your levels. Now you just listen to the price action, what price action tells you. So for those of you, because I will be posting this video on social media as well, but for those of you that don't know what levels I'm looking for, there's an indicator that I've created for, which pretty much tells you the different time frame. And also let me enable this area, and also this indicator that is pretty much tells you different levels, which arguments are being created. You could tell this is the setup that pretty much signals in this is what I was looking for, and it tells you. It will be available for those of you that will be joining Discord, but this is pretty much breaking down what I look for, and it's owned by our Alpha Pulse Discord community. So this imbalance is being created, and we try to have this push to the pulse level. We're unable to get above this area, and you see this bearish imbalance being created, and look at this wick. So that means this imbalance got invalidated. Not only it got invalidated, but it created a bearish imbalance. So this is a bearish price action right now, just by this 4 minutes or 5 minutes that has passed so far in the market. This is pretty much a bearish price action. You wouldn't want long it here. A lot of people would be like, oh, I want to long it here. You have to have a reason for longing in the price action. You have to have a reason for shorting it. So for that reason, this 4 to 5 candles pretty much confirmed why I think the price action is bearish. Not only speaking about the current 5 6 candles, but if you look into ES, you look into RTY, they're all dumping. So NQ is trying to have a manipulation phase where it could manipulate people and then take them out, which pretty much did. And we were sitting on hand pretty much watching the price action. We took out those long people who longed it here, created a bearish people. We also took up people who created a bearish shorted here because there is no confirmation. Did we had a market structure break? Yes, we touched it, but did we had a candle close below this area? No. So there is no confirmation for downside and no confirmation for upside. And what I was waiting for, if you remember, I mentioned that as I want this almost equal lows to be taken out, and this was the buy side liquidity. So this every time, let me mark this for liquidity. So every time we take a sell side liquidity, what happens? We're starting having a push to the upside. This is a draw. We were here, we couldn't get above it. We had a draw to the downside. We took the draw. Now this candle that you see, the strong candle, let me make it bigger. Right here, this is your shift. This is your shift. What it means is that above this area with a closed candle like this is an early sign of confirmation, early sign of longs. But when we have this candle like that to confirm it with closed candle, it's a clear confirmation that not only we broke the shift, with this we invalidated this bearish imbalance here. So with those two candles that you saw here, what is it clearly telling you? It tells you that we invalidated, we didn't had enough push to the upside, created a bearish imbalance, tried to bring the price down, took the draw. Not only with 1 or 2 candles we took the shift, but we also broke the bearish imbalances, and this is a clear indication of bullish momentum, bullish price actions here. And that's where I long the price here above once we created this candle, and I long the price here for that reason. You see that this is the reason I took it, and you see those 4 bottles, is pretty much my area of this price section to this price in 50%. We closed above 50% it, and that's where I longed it. And if you go to Discord, I would say that we expect some sort of pullbacks. This pullbacks, for me, if I would had this pullbacks to this 50%, I would have added to my full size, but 10 contracts is my half size. And the draw in liquidity was here. The draw in liquidity was on here. Since this is MNQ, it doesn't, it's not always, it's a little lower, but on NQ it took the draw. It took the draw on here. So by here, let me show you fib long here, and my stop loss was here. This is 2.8 R trade. So those of you who sold it, they sold it here, but this is a 2 hour trade, and I see people that are willing to take only 1 hour trade, but this is a 2 hour trade. And after this, this is the trade that I caught from here till this area and expected a final draw to be here. So now we're looking for what is the price action telling me on here. And this is the first reason that we took this trade. For the second trade that we took, let me see if I can find that picture. Yes. This is the second trade that we took. You see, if you go and watch that video that I created, pretty much the price was here, and I mentioned that we're going to be looking for shorts. This is the early sign of short, or right here is the confirmation. When I entered short here, invalidation was here, first target was here, last draw is going to be here. So it literally came and took the draw, and the reason behind that one is, you see we have a strong bullish price action. You see there is a strong price of volume, and as soon as we invalidated this bullish imbalance, this is a clear sign that there are sellers that are looking for taking the control, but you don't need to short it here. when do you need to show this here is once we have this confirmation, pretty much. So if you look into my video, I always mark level that are resistant, and I mark them as a bounce. This, you see, this bearish imbalance, bullish imbalance getting invalidated there, and we were unable to hold this bullish imbalance. We closed the shift right here. If you look into my post, and I mentioned it for our Discord community, that this will be confirmation for Discord, so I was signaling here. This is where I signaled here. My first target was here, final target was around this area. This was my final target, and I sold here just because it's in the mid session, but the final target was hit as well. So this is gonna be the price action for today. You wanted to make a video on it, but that's good that I was able to explain to you all. And if you have any question, you can let me know. Other than that, we can start with another questions that you all have. So the pulse level, you're asking a question, how what makes the pulse level or the key level, or how do I identify the key levels? Okay. Pulse levels are any levels that we have either impulsive move to the upside or downside, or another way I could put it is any levels that we're trying to have a hard time either passing above it or below it. So for yesterday's price action, and why it's important is that this level that I used for yesterday, I also use it for today, is because if you look into it, during the pre-market, we had a huge drop, we have consolidation, and then market, right before the market opens, we had a huge drop. So now, if the price needs to reclaim this level, this is acting as a resistant, right? It has to go through this area for us in order to claim those highs, right? So this is an important area, not that just because it's resistant, but it's also important area that for the today's price action, we will face this area, and I want to see what is the reaction, because this important area is going to be the reason if we're going to be staying below or we're going to be staying above, right? Not only that, but if you look into the 30 minutes, and I remember this day, we mentioned that we respected the 30 minutes bearish imbalance. This bearish imbalance is getting validated because of this candle. And when the price opened the early market, it just had a huge push to the upside, and it's not something that we can catch every day, so it's not repeatable. When it's not repeated every day, a lot of people will FOMO, and it's totally fine, but you will need to wait for your price action for your trade to come, and then take your setups. I wanted to see what is the reaction here. This huge push, that upside that you see, is not always, you're not going to be able to catch this. This is where you will be able to see what is going on here. As you can tell, this level is so important that not only we've been consolidating, but we've been having a hard time to stay above it. You could tell, right? So once we broke through this level, now I'm looking for this level to see if we can create some sort of higher low or lower high. And if you go through those videos, I was saying that if we cannot stay below here, above here, we're going to come and test the lows for 1 hour, which I mentioned. So the key levels are any levels that are relevant. Right now, the price action is going to be here. What's going to be your most important key level is this area, to see if we can close above this area or we could stay below it. On 1 hour or 30 minutes? Oh, no. It's because when you do mark your daily levels, from that point on, you mark your 30 minutes key levels, 4 hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. All those imbalances is you're taking into consideration what is the reactions there. You don't have to have an imbalance in 30 minutes. You don't have to have it in 1 hour, 4 hour. It's just that I'm consistently going through different time frames and looking into what is the reaction in those imbalances, pretty much. Yes. This cop is killing me. To answer your question, yes, previous day high, previous day low on a daily time frame. I don't do anything in 4 hours. I just look into the price action. I don't do anything in 1 hour. I look into the price actions, levels that are important to me, and pretty much mark those levels. Kind of have it on my consideration that there's an imbalance in 4 hour or 1 hour. We might have a reaction. Just pretty much have that in my mind. Now, previous day high, previous day low. You just review 4 hours, 1 hour, and I jump to 30 minutes. That's it. So this is the second thing that I'm doing, and every day I pretty much do that every day that I wake up. Previous day high, previous day low, 4 hour, 1 hour. I review it and then go to 30 minutes. I literally spend like 30 seconds and 4 hour and 1 hour, and then in 30 minutes so something this is also for Fabio too is that those price action is important, but they're not relevant. You see the long term time frame, they're not relevant. What is relevant in 30 minutes time frame, and why is it 30 minutes not 4 hour, is because I want to find a key level that is important for that day only. So on that 30 minute, I only find a level that is important for that day only. I understand this is an important key level. Why I don't want to mark this level is because one, we're not gonna get to this level in that exact day, in that 1 or 2 hours of trading that we're doing. So it's not relevant. This is an important level. It's not relevant. So what is important is that, okay, what happened previous day? What happened over the pre-market? And which levels are important? So this is going to be an important level, not only because we have been consolidating from this level in over past 2 days. This level has been consolidating, and I want to see if we can close above this level and create some sort of retest for upside, or we are unable to close it. So previous day high, previous day low, check 4 hour, 1 hour, and then jump to 30 minutes, mark your key levels. Let's say that's my key level that I'm marking it, and this is pretty much, after this everything else is pretty clear. I don't go to higher time frame. I just follow the price action in 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, pretty much. Correct, yes. Five the most. I use five the most just because I want to see what are the imbalances there. Are we respecting imbalance? Are we getting invalidated? And then 1 minute is where my entry comes in. 15 minutes is where I try to have my draws more clearly, because if you have 5 to 1 minute for your entries, 15 minutes will act as your draw, and you're able to see it pretty clearly. So the algo, yeah, this is pretty much telling you what I'm seeing every time that I trade. Let's see right here, right? This bullish, why did the algo did not highlighted this area? That's the question, because this is an imbalance, right? Why did not do it? It's because the same thing. We're looking to see within the volume, how much is the volume here compared to the ES, and also, are we able to stay in 50%? Are we disinvalidated? Yes, look into it. Look into it. This is the 50%. This is where sometime I will mark the bottles. I will mark and we closed above it. Look at the wick. We couldn't close above pulse level. We had a strong downside and we pushed it again. This candle is where it showed that the volume is losing pretty much, but it highlighted this level, and this is the level because not only we broke the shift, but we also broke the level where the volume was so much that this area was not able to hold anymore, and we tried to bring the price down, but this candle that you see here invalidated this bearish imbalance and created a bullish imbalance. And usually cases, this is not going to be retested. This will be retested because this will be the second imbalance. When you have two huge imbalances like this, in pretty rare cases, you'll be able to get a retest of the first imbalance. It will be the second imbalance, pretty much. It's not A plus setup. What is an A plus setup is that if you're not against your bullish imbalance, when it's against your bullish imbalance, there's two things happening. Either you get manipulated by the price action, or your stop loss will hit, and then it will go in your direction pretty much here. So the red line that you see is the red line is the 15 minutes high. The blue line is the opening market range, and this is the low market range pretty much. Well, you're not going against your bias. Something that I don't know if you all realize is that yes, I will have bias, but if the price action tells me that it's not what I'm looking for and I see the draw is clear, I would take it. But if the draw is not clear and also the R risk to reward is not making sense, it's okay for me to miss that trade. Any more questions? Okay, I'm glad. Perfect. And for those who will be watching this on social media online, is that those all will go live. And I am one of those where I don't support indicators. You have to read price sections, whatever the indicators. But if it's something that have gives you confirmation, not a signal, again, not a signal, something that gives you confirmation, and you're able to see the price action, then yes, it's more like you're trying to do a pull-ups, but you're using rubber band. So it's a beginning step. Yes, you could use it, but once you're able to do the pull-ups by yourself, the rubber band is not needed anymore. Do you know what I mean? All right. I will see you guys tomorrow then. Yes, of course. In the meantime, if there is anything else that you all want me to create a video on it, or something that you all want me to cover, or be more clear in my daily analysis, I would love to do it. Again, anything that can help you guys. All right. I'll see you all.